It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way that things will really go with Sandra. And some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend with Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, K-Man. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far. How's everybody doing? Everybody's good? We've got a young lady coming on this morning to talk to us here shortly about a casting call that they're having for a movie. So, yes, K-Manians are still very much getting involved in the arts, the creative arts. And I'm happy to feature this morning a young lady who we are so incredibly proud of. So when she comes on, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that. And I figured today we could do a whole Q&A segment, which we haven't done in a while, where you can ask your questions and hopefully get an answer to them. So thank you very much to Mr. Blakey for coming on the show yesterday and explaining his position regarding the order. There was a couple more questions, afterwards that occurred to me that I hadn't really asked him how many times he had actually been in communication with this woman and how many times he had said something to her. And I think that that's an important question based on what the allegations are. So the allegations, in case you missed that story, is that basically he was stalking this woman, which is a bit unusual. It was only in more recent times that we even have something in the books about stalking. So she was able to get a protective order. Now, I must say that given the number of times now, I did ask him after the show because I said, I actually forgot to ask you this question. And it's a pretty important question because if it's like a one-off communication, two-off communication, maybe, they're being a bit extreme. However, he did say that it was about 6 or 7 times. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem for him. But of course, he then said, "Oh, but she was communicating about my bill, 18 times or whatever." A legal bill that he says, he does not actually owe. Yeah. On this program, we can like you, but that doesn't mean you're right. And so in the further analysis of everything that we know, I'm afraid to say, Mr. Blakey, that you are dead wrong. And if I were you, I would issue an apology. But of course, I'm not you. And, it's entirely a matter for you to decide whether or not you want to, you want to apologize. Mm-hmm. People have choices in life, and choices are important in the scheme of things for sure. So, I don't know. What a hot mess. And yesterday, I was trying to arrange one of our recording segments at Wendy Ledger. You guys know that her and I do a show called Court Matters, and she said to me, can we do a show on your case, on your new charges, I guess? And I was kind of like, okay. I've talked about it so many times, but I guess she hasn't had an opportunity to weigh in on it. So she wanted us to do an episode on that. And I had an epiphany last night. We didn't get to record last night because, unfortunately, I was really busy. And I got home a little bit late. And, when you're in mommy duty, time is of the essence at night. When you got a little one that has a bedtime and, you got to get crack-a-lacking. So I was trying to get Miss Gigi sorted out, and I had to stop by the store. Oh my God, I'm going to tell you guys what happened when I was at the grocery store. There was action in the grocery store. Yeah. Anyway, I got home, and then Gigi wanted a salad, and then her definition of a salad versus my definition of salad, a little bit different. She basically just wants lettuce, but I'm thankful that she even eats lettuce because I know some of y'all struggle to get your kids to ask for a salad at all. So she requested a salad, and I think I forgot to put cucumbers in her salad now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, gosh. Okay. So I made myself a salad. Let's just say that my salad is more complicated. That's my avocado, tomato, pear, etc. salad. So it took me a minute to make that. And do you know when you're doing really mundane things, that is where you have sometimes things come to you? It's almost like, have you guys ever had this happen before? You're doing something like you're ironing or you are in the shower. It allows your brain, there's something about repetitive action, I think, too. So as I'm sitting there chopping my tomatoes and making sure the tomatoes, my fingers aren't the tomatoes, something occurred to me in relation to my latest charges, and I had a aha moment. And it's so funny, but almost with every single instance with me in the DPP's office, I've always managed to find a smoking gun. Smoking. This is when I need to put on one of my hold on. Oops, not that one. This is when I need to put on one of my, hold on. Let's go back. Smoking. There we go. One of my sound effects. So yes, I think I may have found something. I'm not going to say what it is, but let me just say that today I am about to go through my emails and verify what my brain is telling me. Something occurred to me and I said, wait a minute. Gosh darn it. So we're going to check that out. Hallelujah. Can I get a praise the Lord up in here this morning? Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. All right, beautiful people. It is Tuesday. And what an amazing week it has been thus far. I also discovered yesterday that, OMG, I got some passports that are due for renewal. I better get on top of those. Oops. Time to renew both of my passports, actually. Cayman and the UK passport are up for renewal. So I'm going to be busy doing some paperwork this week. I went and got my pictures done, so they're done. And I'm going to at least complete one today. That is on my ever-growing to-do list. So by tomorrow, you guys can ask me for accountability. Say, Auntie, did you actually get your passport completed? And I should be in a position to say, yes, I did. And if I don't, I expect you guys to hold me accountable. You're going to say, what? You didn't do your passport application? That's not good. Okay. And we don't want that. We want to be accountable. Let me get the links ready to send out, and then I am then going to welcome our guest. I see her there in the back room. She is going to come and tell us what she's been up to. All right, give me one quick second. So remember now, as of, I think it was last week, we have the, what do we call this? Yes, we have a consistent link for our shows in the morning. So it's the same link. It's just basically cmrky.com/the Cold Hard Truth initials TCHT1 for the Facebook feed. And then the other one will be the number 2 for the YouTube feed. So the exact same thing. And for the YouTube one, I'm giving you the regular horizontal feed and not the, what do you call it? Not the, one second here. Not the vertical feed. Okay. So I think that makes everybody's lives easier, except someone said to me yesterday that our short code isn't working with people who are on government internet. So I'm going to look into that and see what we can do, because it doesn't make any sense to have a short code that doesn't work. So we will see what's going on there. Because we've been using short codes for like the website stories and stuff as well. So I'm going to request that, I don't know who's blocking it in government, but somebody is. It says security risk blocked for your protection. But the regular site isn't blocked. So we're going to try to get to the bottom of that, honey child. Okay. So let me just refresh these things this morning. And then we're going to be well on our way. All right, I am pleased. Get your virtual hands together, honey child, because I am pleased to welcome in the studio this morning none other. Now I know Soka's listening, and she's gonna get me if I mess up the last name, because I always do. Jazz is gonna have to forgive me because she knows I mean well. None other than Jazz Pickern. I hope Soka approves of that version. She is an award-winning Caymanian writer, director, and producer who's breaking new ground in television, international film and television. And we are being joined this morning by this lovely young lady, best known for her work in HBO's Emmy-winning series, A Black Lady Sketch Show, and for her debut feature project, Ivan, which has already been recognized by major festivals and industry programs. At only 23 years old, Jazz has already made history as the first Caymanian to write for a major American network television series, after cutting her teeth with studios like A24, HBO, Apple TV Plus, and more. She's in the process now of developing Ivan, a film inspired by Hurricane Ivan that impacted us right here in the Cayman Islands. And she is following 3 generations of Caribbean women while continuing to champion Caribbean stories on the global stage. Please put your hands together. Drum roll, please, for Jazz. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to turn on my camera. How you doing? You look so lovely. How are you?
Oh, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Every time I see you, I can't believe that you are an adult. You are adulting. I remember when you were born. Oh my God, I don't want to age myself, but I do remember. So how is everything?
It's good. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Now I know that you've been busy, and when was it that you did the premiere, the feature short film of Ivan? Because I feel like it's been over a year.
Yeah, the short film was on the 20th anniversary of Ivan, so
Wow,
a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So thank you so much for inviting me to that. I was there, and I must tell you, it was, how many minutes was it?
8 minutes.
8 minutes, and it was impactful. It was a very impactful 8 minutes. I was sitting there watching it, and although my experiences during Ivan were not the worst, that story put me right in the middle of like a scene where I felt the intensity of what so many people would have endured and would have gone through. And I was all teary-eyed after the 8 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this story is like giving me a little bit of anxiety about hurricanes. And it elicit, I think, which is what you're looking for in terms of the responses. You know, it's just amazing.
Oh, well,
So,
thank you.
Yeah. So now you're going to make this into a full movie?
Yes, ma'am.
That's quite an undertaking, because I'm not so sure that people recognize what it takes to actually have like a full production of a movie, right? The 8 minutes was plenty, and you can see how much effort you put into that. So let's talk about what you need from us, the community, to make this a reality. So you're going to be having a casting call. So let's talk a little bit about the casting call.
Yes. So, like you just mentioned, I'm trying to make Ivan the feature film. We're hoping to shoot it this year. We're still, fingers crossed, moving towards that goal. And that means we're in a stage now where we would love to start looking into the community to see who would like to be involved. Specifically with the casting process, this is a story made for Cayman. I would love for Caymanians to be able to have a piece and a part of telling the story also. And
Yes.
so whether that's for non-speaking or for speaking roles, we're just curious who on Island wants to be involved in that capacity. So we're holding an open casting call
Mhm.
audition over 3 days over the long weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. So January 24, 25, 26. We'll be at the Hartwell Theater on the Saturday from 10 to 5. And then from the Sunday from 11 to 6, it will be myself, my producer, one of our casting associates is coming on Island. She'll also be, just putting herself into the community over the next week to encourage people to come out. But it's no registration required, no acting experience required, ages 8 through
Mhm.
80. Bring the aunties, bring your uncles, bring your grandparents, your kids, all ethnicities, like just such an open, whoever wants to be involved can show up and we'll go from there.
Mhm. This is amazing. So when you say no acting experience, is this just for extras? So therefore, like you said, it may not even be a speaking role. Or
Yeah,
if it's a speaking role, do you want some of those people to have a little bit of experience or not really?
we're totally open-minded. There's some we're casting for both extra roles and also speaking roles. So it will
Mm.
really be a matter of showing up. We'll have some monologues for you to read cold. We're not expecting perfection. It's really just about figuring out like, oh, do these people potentially work for some roles that we're thinking of for speaking roles? And then we would work together to figure out how we could make it work. So no
Right.
acting experience is required for either. Or
Okay. Well, I've always had a bit of a part of me that wanted to glam up and go to Hollywood. So,
you are more. In fact, I expect you to be there, Sandra. Okay.
I'm thinking I might just roll through. Wendy is excited.
Oh
Wendy
yay,
says,
Wendy.
yes, this is going to be a very, very, she said, I'm so excited about this one. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about it. So listen, this is how movies are made. This is, how it's done. So you've got to come out in order to participate, obviously. And Jazz and her team will be making selections. Now, do you kind of do like a preliminary selection, and then if people are interested in a particular role, or how does the logistics of that part of it work? Because now you've been behind the scenes, you've been in Hollywood, so you kind of know exactly how all of this works. So tell us a bit more about that part of it.
Yeah. So essentially, right now we still don't. We're not 100% greenlit yet to film
Yeah.
in May. So we have to jump through that hurdle first. But we did really want to just get ahead of the curve a little bit just to see what the local excitement might be to be involved in this capacity.
Right.
So when you come to the Hartwell, if you're interested, we'll get all your information, any contact details. Oh, that's for a different one,
Oh,
Sandra.
my apologies.
that,
Oops.
that was old now.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
Hold on. I'm trying to find the one that you just sent me. Did you just
yeah.
send me another one on, or was it on WhatsApp?
No, I sent it on email.
Yes.
But
It didn't show up as an attachment. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. No worries.
oh, you're good. But yeah, so it will be you show up, you give us your information, we'll give you a chance to read, we'll gauge what your interests are, and then from there, we'll just reach out when the time is right. So once we know when the film is greenlit, our
Mhm.
casting team will reach out to ask, are you still interested? These are what we're thinking of you for. This is what the time commitment might look like. And that will vary based on the
Mhm.
person or group of people. And so from there, like we would just go from there and kind of gauge like, are you available to do this? Are you interested in doing this? This is the timeline we're looking at, and
Mhm.
go from there.
Now, you're intending to film most of it right here in Cayman. Is that right?
Yes, that is my hope and goal and dream. So
That's
I hope
amazing.
so.
That's amazing. So, Irvin, she has faith in me. She says, come on through, Auntie. Go make your debut. In another life,
Mhm.
I was a very famous actress. Thanks for the vote of confidence there, Irvin. I appreciate it. So no experience required. They're looking for actors and non-actors. So, Wendy she's got some acting chops. She's been in a few plays. So she'd be great for, some of did she work with you on the short film?
Yeah. Yes, I love Wendy.
Yeah. So are you going to be using the same main characters, or does that change?
No. So the story in the feature film is actually, they're both of the the short film and the feature film are called Ivan, but the
Right.
stories within them are slightly different. So the characters are different and things, but for this film, Cheryl Lee Ralph and Tiana Paris are attached to be in the film. So that's really exciting. But beyond that, we're, looking locally also to see where we can,
Wonderful. All right. So let's give people all the details of how and where they can, come out for the casting call. So starting on January the 24th, which is a Saturday, at 10 a.m. until 5. And then you're going to do basically the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's no registration required. You can pop in. The audition itself shouldn't take very long, but depending on how many people are in front of you, there could be a little bit of a wait. But the actual audition itself shouldn't be that long. So we purposely wanted to give multiple days, all day, so that we can reach as many people as possible can fit it into their schedule. So if you're free at 12 p.m. on Saturday, pop in at 12. We'll see you as soon as we can. The actual audition shouldn't be too long. You don't have to prepare anything for it. We'll talk a little bit, get your information, and then circle back once we have more information on our side.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. And then if they want to reach out with any additional questions or anything beforehand, you've got some email contacts. So let's make sure that we give those as well.
Yes. info@theivanfilm.com. My team is on that email, and if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out. But there's nothing you need to do before you show up. You can just show up.
Right. So all genders, all ethnicities, ages 8 to 80. So bring Granny out. If Granny, give Granny her perhaps her dream of being on the big screen might still happen. So bring her out. You just never know. Wendy says that she is so proud of you. Can we ask a little bit about what else you've been up to recently? I know that you keep busy, and are you in Cayman at the moment? Are you in the US, or what kind of projects have you got? What else are you working on?
I mean, this is truly my passion and soul. I treat it like a full-time job, trying to get this film off the ground. I'm currently in Cayman because we are doing this casting call. We're also doing a location scout. And I will say also, if there's anyone within the community who's interested in supporting the project with in-kind donations or wanting to get involved in some way, shape, or form, volunteering-wise, whatever, feel free to also reach out to the info@theivanfilm.com email, because we're always looking for as much support as we can. But yeah, so I'm in Cayman now. But beyond that, I really I freelance write and produce. I work with Vogue quite often, producing digital content videos for them. But the past few months have really been just drilling down on Ivan and how we can get this off the ground.
Yeah. So tell us, what's left to do for it to be like a for sure project? Like what else? I'm sure funding.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. We just we're trying to secure the rest of our funding. Which is, we've been able to raise a bit, especially through the support of the local community, especially has been incredibly supportive. But it's just the rest of the funding. We recently just brought on a sales agent, which was a big deal. It's very rare that a sales agent comes on for a first-time filmmaker's film before it gets made. So they come on board to also try and help us find financing. It's really just a matter of, staying positive. We're aiming towards a May goal. That means we're going to have some answers sooner than later, but we're feeling cautiously optimistic with the interest that has been given thus far.
All right, so this is great. We're wishing you all the best with this project, and I think you're going to get it done. There's been a lot of interest in it already, and I know you've got lots of buzz around it. So I am 100% on board with supporting this, folks. Come on out to this. I mean, it's really doesn't require much on your part. You've got natural talent, lots of natural talent on this island. So by all means, come out and support. You know, you could potentially end up with a role in this film. Casting call again coming up towards the end of the month, January the 24th, which is a Saturday, pretty much all day, 10 to 5, and then Sunday 11 to 6, Monday 11 to 6 as well. They take a little lunch break from 1 to 1:30. And it's going to be at the Hartwell Theater. I think everybody knows where that is. And of course, if you want to, find out more or something, you can certainly you can email them info@theivanfilm.com. So excited about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our own award-winning film maker.
And I'll also say quickly, if there's anyone who's not on island during those 3 days, but they do want to put themselves forth, also send an email to that info@theivanfilm.com. We'll try and figure something out. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on the program today. And we look forward to this project, because if the short film is any indication of, what this will be in terms of just quality and raw emotion and acting, it really is going to be a phenomenal project.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You too. All right, my dear. Have a good one. All right, folks. So there's all the details. Don't miss this opportunity. And like you said, if you're not going to be on an island, they can still, take your information down. And yeah, come one and come all. We'll post it on social media to make sure that all of you have the details that you need. Pass the word around as well. Share it with everyone. All right, fantastic. Let me see. Okay. Yep. Let me just see here. Oh. All right. So let's do. We haven't really done much of a Q&A in a while. So I thought maybe today would be a great day to do that. We've got some questions already in the bag that we can kind of ask. And I know Mr. Amelia, I'm pretty sure, has a question for me because she was burning up my phone yesterday. Normally when she's burning up my phone, she got a question. So let me see if I can encourage her to call in with her question this morning. Let me see here. Where is her number? Okay. Right. All right. Okay. All right. So I should tell you, actually, let me grab some stuff off my printer because I do have a definite, what do we call it here? Bit of information. So the e-bikes, remember the 16th is right around the corner now. What is today's date? The 13th. We are 3 days away, and the enforcement is still on schedule for that. So nothing has changed, and I will put up a post here shortly in relation to that as well. Okay, so we got some details on that. So we definitely want to make sure that everyone is compliant. That's the most important thing. As you can see from Friday's show, being compliant is pretty straightforward. Listen, if Leroy can do it, you can do it. Leroy went about his business and he got it done. Very, very proud of Leroy. And I mean, it doesn't seem like it's difficult based on what he has shared with us. So I think that, other people can get it done as well. So no excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses from you guys. You can get this done. All right. So we're going to give you all of the relevant information that you need in order for you to be fully compliant with the laws. I see a lot of you still up and down on your little scooters. And in fact, there was one this weekend. I was going to show you guys some footage of it. my dash cam did get some footage of this young man on Saturday morning who was leaving out on his scooter, and looks like he was coming from quite a distance. And I was a little bit worried for him because there were times when I saw him doing some stuff with his feet that I thought to myself, is that how, like one foot wasn't really on it. So I wasn't sure why he was, and you could see he was kind of wobbly and making himself off balance. So I'm not really sure why he was doing that actually. Yeah. So got to be careful out there, folks. We don't want you guys to get injured. Oh, I forgot to turn on my other light. Don't want you guys to get injured. All righty. So the micro mobility. These are your personal transport devices. E-bikes, scooters, and similar personal transport devices are covered under Cayman's traffic law. These include electric and pedal assist e-bikes, electric scooters, seated scooters, mopeds, segways, and other motorized personal transport devices. If it's mechanically powered and on a public road, the rules of the road apply. Riders must be at least 17, hold a category 0 or 2 license, and ensure that the device is roadworthy, registered, licensed, and insured. Inspections are available. How do they get on the scooter? Well, I know he said the guy got on his bike and kind of rode it around, I think, the parking lot or something. Inspections are available at DVDL Crew Road and Breakers, and enforcement begins January the 16th. For more information, please visit dvdl.gov.ky. Getting y'all ready. You can't say you didn't know, honey child. And in fact, one person said to me that, oh, you know, what's with the last minute notice? And not for nothing, but the ministry was able to prove unequivocally that at least 6 months ago, they were telling the community that enforcement was coming. So, yeah, you've had, and you know, I get it. Probably where that story was, you might not have seen it, but nonetheless, they did actually provide the information. So it's coming. All right, we got a caller in the line. Turn down your radio for me. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Miss Sandy.
Morning, honey.
I just want to find out, those little scooters that the little kids get for Christmas or stuff, will those have to be licensed too?
I think that the key question is, are they going to be on a public road?
They ride around in their communities.
And that's a public road? But those are not motorized. I think I know which ones, because Gigi has, those are just little foot pedals. Those are the ones that you kind of scoot along with your foot, right?
Yeah.
So those are not motorized.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to know.
That's one of
kids have too.
Yeah, that's one of the criteria is if it's motorized.
Okay, all righty.
So we're actually gonna have a guest on. I think they're coming on tomorrow or Thursday. I'll double check. They're going to be talking about all things related to the scooters and what the law says. So we'll get into the nitty gritty as well. But as long as it's not motorized, I don't think it applies to them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, my darling. Thanks for the call.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
9362626 is the telephone number. You guys can call in with your questions. Who's got a question for Auntie today? Any question? Dun, 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 dun. We used to do these more often. We haven't done one in a while, so we will do one today. There's an accident there in Windsor Park. So if you're in the Windsor Park community, 2 cars basically had a head-on collision. Ay. What a hot mess. Be careful on the roads. Clearly, some of y'all just don't know how to drive. Good morning, caller. How are you? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you too.
Happy New Year, my darling.
Happy New Year, honey child.
Yes. Tell me what you got for me this morning.
Scooters. I hear you on scooters.
Yes.
And licensing, having the scooters license.
Mhm.
But isn't there a criteria to get it licensed? Don't you have to have insurance before
Yes.
it will be licensed?
That's right.
Well, what make you all think that the insurance companies are going to insure a high-risk motorized apparatus? That's very high risk, and I don't see them. I was in the insurance company yesterday for some other business, and I made mention of it, and I was told that they was meeting with the license department yesterday afternoon, but I don't know what came out of that meeting so far. But the first thing you got to do is insure it before you can get it licensed.
So I've got a bit of good news.
So
hold on.
Are
Stick
they
a pin.
Insurance people?
Yes. The short answer is,
you know how they go.
The short answer is yes. Some of them at least.
Insure?
Yes. So on Friday, we had Leroy on the show, and Leroy went and got his e-bike done. And we had reached out before Christmas and after Christmas again to some of the insurance companies. And let me tell you, the one that we know for sure that is going to be offering it is Indigo Insurance. And it also looks like Cineco, yes, will be offering it as well. Now, to your point, the insurance companies, the local insurance companies have indicated that they will be meeting. I don't know why they waited so long, but they will be meeting with a view to putting, I guess, an industry-wide policy in place on how they're going to do this. But there is coverage. There is coverage available.
I wonder what the fee gonna be on that.
To be honest, it wasn't that bad. I thought it was gonna be more. It was like less than $300. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, not bad.
Exactly.
Because I was thinking because it's a high risk motorized apparatus it don't offer much protection to the operator. That it would be more high risk. And it would have been, like how they like to hit the teenagers for having a sports car. I thought it would have been that under that same
they will still obviously do
ideology.
A risk. Yeah, they'll do a risk profile, a risk assessment, obviously. Because
I heard a few days ago a conversation where an e-bike, an 8-pound e-bike, hit a Mercedes-Benz and accumulated like $12,000 worth of damages to get it repaired, to get them to the satisfaction of the owner. I guess he wanted all new doors, new this and new that. So so that they can also cause quite a bit of damage. Because I have one and my one is 8 pounds. I try to normally put it on my truck when I'm going to Easton and ride it up there, but it's so heavy and stuff like that. I tend not to take a route too often. But I do believe we're gonna need e-bikes, scooters, more people walking, because I'm coming from the 7 Mile Beach right now, and you remember when we put in the bypass going to West Bay, had east of the traffic. Well, we need another bypass down here because I'm stuck in traffic every morning. I comes up much earlier. I went late today, but right now I'm stuck in traffic.
Coming from which side did you say?
Coming from west. Can
I tell you about West Bay, honey child? Long gone are the days where West Bay was easy to get into town because they built up West Bay so much. It's all those condos. Now they're in West Bay. The traffic has built right back up again.
Right back. It's right back. It's right.
It's crazy.
Back. And they got 4 lanes. We got 2 over here on the bypass, and you got 2 on the domestic side there, original road. and that you have to choose which one you think you should take.
Mm.
So, and then when I get up now around Kimana Bay, I'll cut cross and go across the waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's any better, just that it's a better scenery. Because when you get up by A.L. Thompson, getting up that way, passing the dump, it's back. It's not like not moving. So,
wow.
I think e-bikes and scooters and the little one that the children push with their foot, we're gonna need all those. We're gonna need.
But to be clear, you have to ensure that that you're following the road rules, because I see way too many people driving these devices, riding on them, driving them, whatever you want to say, and they are not engaging in proper road rules at all. They are just all over the place. So.
And another thing, Sonny, is that they are using them like they're pedestrians.
Yes.
They're coming to the pedestrian crossing, they're hitting the lights, and they're riding across. You are like a vehicle.
Yeah.
You need to do exactly what the other vehicles are doing. Go around the roundabout and then make your turn wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
But don't go through the pedestrian and hit it every time whenever you want to go across.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
And then because they're motorized, once they hit the light, they accelerate to go across without waiting for the traffic to actually stop.
Yeah.
Not because you hit the light means that you can go across. You need to wait for the traffic to stop. And another thing, they're riding on the sidewalk, and people that are on the sidewalk are pulling to the bush almost to give them passage.
We shared one of those videos the other day where one of the motorbikes was actually on the sidewalk, and then you've got cyclists and pedestrians. But listen, the phone is blowing up this morning. Let's give some other people a chance.
I'll go now. Give some other chance.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. So some good questions. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sandy.
Morning, darling. How you doing? Happy New Year.
I'm great. I'm thankful. Happy New Year to you too. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Will the e-bikes be using the bike lane or the main road once they're licensed and insured?
Well, by law, they are supposed to. So let me be very, very clear. They are supposed to follow the same rules as other vehicles. So when the head of the DVDL comes on later this week, I think that's one of the good questions for him is, are there any exceptions where they can do something different because, they are smaller devices? I think he'll be the best one to answer that question. But as far as I know, they are required to follow, the rules.
So in other words, if they are a motorized bicycle,
that's right.
They must use the bicycle lane.
That's right. Road rules apply.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if not, and they're going to be using a lane like a car, and they can't do 40, that's going to be a problem when they get to a 40-mile zone.
Yeah. And
so I guess they need to.
We'll have to figure out what all the road rules, road rules are. It's interesting because as we have more and more of these become prevalent on our roadways, I don't know the driving test if this is part of like the questions, but they better add some in relation to these personal
look like the streets in China.
devices. Yeah, because if you're going to be utilizing them, I think that you definitely should know what the rules of the road are, because people think they can do anything, and that's not correct.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my dear.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, 9362626. The phone lines are open for you this morning. We're going to do a little Ask Sandy segment, which we haven't done in a minute. In fact, where's my little Ask Sandy overlay? Hold on, let me see if I can still find it. It's been a long time, honey child, that we have not used that. I got my Christmas overlays, which I didn't really use during Christmas. We worked right through the holidays, honey. We only took the official holidays off, but that's okay. Let me see here now. There's a fun one that we have for our Q&A segment. I'm trying to find it. 9362626. Give us a call. And let me see here now. Ask Auntie Sandy. Where is it? I don't actually see it. All right, let me look under another tab. Used to be here somewhere. I say. All right, let me. Okay. Is it here? Nope. I'm going to remove some of these anyway. All right, I will find it because I know we got it somewhere around here. And yeah, it's basically your turn, your time to ask whatever questions you would like to ask. I suspect it's on this one somewhere. But we do have to adjust it because I don't think we've adjusted since we now have the vertical overlay. So things are a little bit different. Okay, caller. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Good morning, Sandy. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear. Happy New Year. How long do you say Happy New Year until? When's the cutoff point for you?
Until the 1st.
The 1st of February?
No, January.
After
that's
the
New Year.
Oh, you don't say it after then?
Yeah, we drag it on too long, man.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, Happy New Year to you.
Yes,
though.
Thank you. All the best for 2026. Thank you, sir. All right, tell me what's on your mind.
I'm one of these riders of the motorized bicycle, not an e-bike. Mine is 2-stroke. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what does that mean exactly when you say
it's an engine? It has an engine on it.
Okay.
So you can hear me coming. Has a muffler, exhaust, all that. Hear me coming.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The laws that they put forward has always been there. Yeah. It's not nothing new that they're putting forward. It's just they're enforcing it now.
This is just enforcing it, right?
Yeah. Okay. When I go to DVDL, do they have a way to license me? Because you have to give me a way to comply, right? Because as far as I have checked an officer, they don't have nothing to give me no plate.
Yeah.
And the inspection is inspecting what? Yeah. And also I've called a couple insurances and they do bikes, which is motorbikes, not motorized bicycles and scooters and stuff like that, because those are liabilities. Even just charging them make them burn up. So if I insure my bike and something goes wrong with it, is the insurance only for compliance with the police or with the system, or is that to cover my e-bike if damages or something happened to my bike? So
you need to need to read your policy. That's one of those questions that you need to read your policy. And you also, I mean, it's a very, very fair question because, you know, I was hoping Miss Amelia would call because she has a very interesting story to tell us in relation to that. And so, yes, insurance companies can and they have a decision to make about who they will insure. So they don't have to insure you.
In the day,
but
exactly, because back in the day when they tried to have insurance for bicycles and stuff, no insurance would touch it. Nobody would touch it. So I think that was the case then. Maybe the case has changed now. But what I'm saying, basically we need to know what's going on, because we need to have regulation on these, because it's not only Caymanians using them then, put it that way. People are coming from God knows where their road codes are totally different from ours. And I see a lot of disrespect for the law while riding these scooters, you know, and e-bikes and stuff like that, because I believe safety first. So everybody who riding them, if you're on a motorized bicycle or a bicycle that going over 15 miles an hour, you should have a helmet. That's the number one rule I believe that the police need to enforce, because I've seen them being thrown on Cool Road and all kind of stuff, and the police drive straight across them and don't say anything, you know? So I believe that's the number one enforcement with it, helmet. Let everybody wear helmet. And I also own a vehicle, because I always say, what if one of these people hit me with the car? I mean, in my vehicle, what protects me as a driver on the road, you know? What helped me to identify them?
Absolutely.
So I believe we need to have an identification system. Like back in the day, we used to have the licensing system through the post office for all bicycles. You paid $10 a year and you had this little small card that you attached to your bicycle. So if somebody did something, you could and they ran left the bicycle, or you see the bicycle, you could take the plate number, and that identifies the person, you know. So I believe we need to get to that point. But when it comes to these high regulations, we have to remember, Cayman, we are kind of overpopulated when it comes to the infrastructure. Yeah, like the gentleman said this morning, he's coming in from West Bay, which is has all these freeways and four-ways and all kind of stuff, and he's having traffic. I came out this morning from Prospect on the bypass, and the traffic was the whole bypass. So our infrastructure doesn't support what's happening now. So I believe these e-bikes and stuff, just give them some regulation, but you have to give them some space to ride and stuff, because this is helping. This is actually helping with the infrastructure that we don't have, you know? So, but we can't have everybody doing the free for all, though, because I'm, as an owner of one of them and as a driver on the road, I'm disgusted by what I see by most of them, because it's dangerous to everybody else, and they're dangerous to themselves. Yeah, I don't want to hit one of them, even if it's their fault. It don't work good that way, because you'll never forget it, you know. So yeah, the regulation. But I'm listening to hear you say on Wednesday or Thursday you'll have somebody on from the department.
I believe it's the 15th that he's coming. I'm gonna just confirm here in my message,
because I really want to know. Because we also, okay, with me now, we have a little community here that that I'm a part of, the 345 gas bike crew. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We do the rollouts. We go to the car shows, and yeah, we ride with compliance. Anybody in the crew has to ride with compliance. I mean, gloves and helmet, ride in the bicycle lane, ride and comply like a bicycle. That is what we do. Yeah. So I'm all for it, but I just want to know more about it to know what's going on, so I can segue around it. And I believe that you said the insurance that they're going to have is like less than $300, right?
Well, most people seem to be getting quotes within that area. I mean, like I said, obviously a quote is specific to the individual, right? So they have to look at the risk and other things as well.
But how do they assess that?
How do I assess that it was less?
No. How do they assess that?
Well, like they do with
individual.
Well, like they do with vehicles, I would assume, which includes your age. The younger you are, you know, they always going to reach you for that, because that means that you don't have experience, even on a scooter.
So thank God I'm a senior then. So if I'm a senior, that's good, right? I
think it helps, because at least you've got lots of driving experience, because not only does it go to the driving experience, but it also goes to once you have, like, oh, I've been driving for 20 years. I've never had an accident. That goes to your history as well, right? So it's those types of things that no doubt the insurance companies will be looking at to determine what your liability is, and then therefore what your premium will be.
Well, it's on the machines also, because all of them are not the same, you know?
Right.
They're all different.
That's right.
So they have a big job ahead of them, and to assess these things properly, because it's either going to be a make or break, you know, because either the prison or the court system is going to have to be bigger, or we're going to have to get it right. Because basically, if you make it too stringent for anybody to get it or to ride these stuff who already have them, what's going to happen? The court is going to be overflown with these misdemeanors of people riding on the road, whatever it is, with their e-bikes or e-scooters, motorized bikes, whatever it is, you know. So it's like, we can't make it where it's going to be, I paid $300 for my little motorized bicycle, but yet I got to pay $350, $400 a year to have insurance. Who's going to do that? And then I don't, the liability claim on my insurance is only for compliance with the law. So if something happens to my bike, I get nothing for it. It's not even like a third party, you know? It has to make sense for it to work. Yeah, it has to make sense. So at the moment, me personally, I don't see where it makes sense. So that's why I'm keen to learn to find out what's really happening. Okay. So I will listen out to you on Thursday.
Yes, on the 15th. So that's going to be Thursday's program. We can get more information.
I'll be listening out, because I really would tap into that also, and I would ask questions, because I really want to know, because I actually constructed mine from scratch, and that's from 2019. I've been riding my bicycle. I think I sent you a picture a long time ago. I called in about it about a couple of years ago with you also, you know. Yeah, mine is called Rat Race. Yeah, a lot of people who know it, it's online and everybody knows it, you know. It's at all the car shows and everything, and it looks like it doesn't look like a bicycle, but it's a real bicycle with an engine on it, and it's all set up legal. And when I say it's set up, it's safety and everything. Yeah, it's safety first. Yeah, safety
Wonderful.
First.
Yeah, so, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely, and I'll listen up for your show on Thursday too. And thank you for the time.
Thank you too. All right, 936-262-936-2626 is the show number. We are talking about all things really. So far, the focus has been on the new, personal devices. And I can confirm that it's the 15th of January that we're expecting to have the head of the DVDL join us. And no doubt he will be able to answer some questions for you. And we can kind of fine tune, but we know the basics. We know pretty much what's coming in 3 days' time. You've got to have valid insurance. You have to have a valid certificate of roadworthiness / inspection. We need, let's see, right. You'll need to have a vehicle registration number. In other words, a little license plate or a text, a digital copy of current insurance documents, valid email address. So this is when you go in now, make sure that you have all these things ready. When you go to the website, dvdl.gov.ky. Oh, my apologies. I think I'm actually looking at the wrong email. Nope, scrap that. That was for your online licenses, which we can talk about that too, because they're really trying to encourage people to do their renewal online for their regular licenses. But in relation to these devices, you have to, let me just give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up the correct email. You just got to make sure that you're completely compliant, and all of the road rules will apply to you. So make sure that you know what they are. And that's where now we're going to get into some of the nitty gritty with the director of the DVDL. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Morning, honey child.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored beyond all measures.
Wonderful, wonderful. You had a really good question yesterday, Miss Romelia, for me. And I thought that this was, we're doing a little Q&A today as well. And I thought that your question actually goes a long way to, I think it's one that a lot of people in the community could benefit from knowing a bit more about. So just go ahead and tell me your situation and your question that you were inquiring with yesterday.
Okay, my question was that I went to ICWI yesterday and to find out about full comprehensive for my vehicle that I'm looking to buy.
Right.
And there was a note on there that says that I'm not allowed full comprehensive because of what transpired and the police haven't resolved the issue up to date. So it was in my doing, someone did it. And I didn't do it. I felt like, well, my insurance was, even though it was third party, it was up to date.
And just to be clear, because there might be some listeners to the program who don't really know what you're talking about, Mr. Amelia had a vehicle that was basically vandalized and set on fire some months back. And so now she's planning on getting another vehicle, and she would like to get that insured. And so this is some of the questions now that have come out of this insurance situation. So basically they told you because your vehicle,
I'm at high risk.
You're high risk because your vehicle was set on fire, and you will not be able to get insurance from them.
No, I'm full comprehensive.
So you can get third party.
I can get third party, but not full comprehensive. And then even though I did not fill out forms for a claim, I called them and let them know what happened and if I would be able to do a claim. And they told me no. So I didn't go in and fill out a claim, but yet that claim report has been attached to my insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't understand why would they put that to fill in the claim report when I didn't.
But you didn't have it. I thought you didn't have insurance on it.
No, I had third party.
Oh, you had third party, but not comprehensive.
I'm not comprehensive. So I'm trying to put this one that I'm looking after comprehensive.
I see.
So, but they're not allowing me to go comprehensive. I could only do third party because of what happened to me.
Right. Okay. Well, the question then is, you said that you were feeling as though you were being discriminated against. And
Yes.
I guess that's certainly one way to think about it. It's not really discrimination. That's probably not quite the right word. The right word is they have a choice, so they can be choosy in terms of who to select as a customer. So it's not discrimination.
But at the end of the day, Sandy, you're paying insurance. And you have a lot of times, what I have experienced, let me give you an experience I had with insurance. I was paying insurance at one point at BAF. And I was visiting at Shady Hospital. I had a lump in my throat, and the doctor says you need to get it attended to because you don't want it to get out of hand. So I say, okay, well, let's do it. And they call up my insurance for approval and they turn them down. So why are you paying insurance if you can't get the benefit from it? Is what I don't understand. You don't get the benefit from it. So with this actually car insurance, it wasn't my fault. I didn't set my vehicle on fire. And it's supposed to cover anything that is not done by me. So I don't understand why is it that they're hitching.
Yeah, listen, they have a choice, and they can obviously determine your risk level, and they have said that they're considering you a high risk individual for this sort of thing to happen again. There's lots of reasons, obviously, why that could potentially be from their perspective, right? So it is very, very unfortunate, but you can understand it from a business perspective as well, why someone may not want to do that. Why they may not want to insure you. It's business risk. And so there are certain companies, it's kind of like when you go for life insurance, we don't like it, but when you go for life insurance and they tell you you're too high risk in terms of life insurance because you're overweight, you might say that's discrimination against, obese people, or that's discrimination against quote unquote unhealthy people. But those persons, the insurance companies, have a choice, a business choice that they have to make. So yes, it's not necessarily something that we like, but ultimately they have the choice to be able to do that. And that is why we have to have government insurance, Cineco. So when it comes to health insurance, because that's mandatory by law, now they've expanded their line that they will cover people normally who can't get coverage in other ways. And so your option then is simply to go to a different insurance company to see if you can get coverage.
Yeah, but I've been doing that. I've been shopping around and doing that. So that's my plan for the day, to get out there and to continue to go around to see who will give me a insurance of full comprehensive.
Yeah. And it's a bit of an anomaly as well. because I don't think we actually have any anti-discrimination legislation here in Cayman. So even when we see jobs, which is shocking, talking about they weren't certain nationalities, I mean, that should not, we need to legislatively have that in place where that definitely is not allowed, but we don't even have that anywhere. You know, you have a Bill of Rights, but the Bill of Rights protects you. That's a relationship between you and your government. What about private sector?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that is so true. I had a friend of mine.
People discriminate in housing. They discriminate in a lot of different ways. And here we are saying that we're a very modern society, and yet we appear to be lacking in quite a number of different ways.
Yep. I had a friend of mine who applied years back at the Ritz-Carlton for a job, and she filled out her form and didn't even got a response. She resubmitted a form with the last name Chung. She got an interview the very same week. She got a response the very same week. And when she changed her last name to Chung, oh my gosh, we really need to get
crazy.
we need some protection in the workforce, consumers protection. We need all kind of protection here in the Cayman Islands. We really do.
Yes. Well, leave me there. We've got another caller who seems to be trying to get in. Thank you so much. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello? I can't hear you. I feel like we're in that commercial. Can you hear me now? Hello. Hi. There you are.
How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Good.
Well, this is a voice I have not heard in a hot minute. Good morning. Good morning. Where have you been? You've been ghosting me.
No, I have not. I see you, girl.
Oh, you become Sabrina's show, so you forget all about me now.
Oh no, I haven't called Sabrina's show in a while.
Oh my goodness.
I will never do that.
What is on your no, I know. What is on your mind today?
Well, the thing is, it's bad. I just listened to Romelio, and it's sad because I know many years ago, the first time my store got broken in, and I was new in business, and my store now was 20 odd years, and they wouldn't give you insurance again. So my thing is this, though. They only in for the money. I mean, come on. They don't want to take no risk at all. I mean, you know, that's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
I can understand if they even say they give a higher premium.
Right.
Let's say her car got burned and they say, okay, you know, you're high risk. It's usually $500, but because you high risk, it's $1,200. I can understand that, but nobody wants to take you on. How does that work? And then you have to so you might buy a new car. This young lady buy a new car. She goes to the bank. Then how does it work? The bank wants full comprehensive on a car because they too want to be secure. So, I mean, all of these things, we have to have some laws put in place because even in America, it's the same thing. You might be high risk and they're going to tell you straight. Well, you know, and they'll tell you why too. Here, they just say, oh, you know, we're not allowed to insure you. Why? Because I had a break-in. Anybody that could happen to. You know what I mean? And the kind of business you have may be more risky. So because of the kind of business you have, it's more risky. And we charges a higher premium. Something like that works, right?
Yeah.
But it's unfair that you can't get comprehensive again. So all the insurance just want is your money? Oh no!
Well, it's they're in the business of obviously assessing risk, and what I can tell you is yes, there are times, even in the big United States of America, where a lot of times they will tell someone, no, you are too high risk. We cannot provide that service for you. And it's really unfortunate, especially when it comes to things like health insurance, because, you know, you don't have a choice a lot of times on what sicknesses you get, right? But my dear, they will try to deny you. And that is why things like their national health insurance, things like Obamacare really made a difference for a lot of people, because private insurance companies have to be compelled sometimes to do the right thing. And when you have the numbers, when you do have higher numbers, it offsets the risk. So that's why larger organizations can get like better premiums and better coverage and stuff like that. But it does become very, very challenging when they tell you that this is their policy and this is what they're going to do and so on.
Right. Well, America, they're always an option, promise you. It might be, like I said, another company, not that company. But what you find in Cayman, because we're small, it's like one company hold the gun and the rest hold it with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's nowhere to turn. America may be like Progressive, State Farms, the bigger companies, they might say no. But then you got companies, but some of them like Geico, they rise up now because they used to be like that, the underprivileged, but they have gone up too in the capacity of the bigger companies. But then you always have something underneath, and they charge a lot more, which at least, and then let's say you have an issue. They take like 3 years, and then you could go back to a regular company if you have no incidents, or 4 years, whatever.
Right.
So you get an opportunity, but home it's really a killer. We have nowhere else to go. We got to get it there. We can't say we're going to get it somewhere. So I think the government needs to look into many things, that and premiums at the banks and all of that. The premium drops in America and everywhere else, and Cayman is the same or going up. You know what I mean? When the interest rate drop, sometimes it doesn't. Gas the same. So they have to get some body that in the government, because we know, and it's in the government that see these things and decide, hey, my people needs help, because the people really need help.
All right, leave me there. We've got some other callers, but I'm going to get back to this point of the cost of things going up as well. We are definitely going to touch on that this morning.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, darling. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too.
You're welcome.
All right. We had another caller. Oh, call us back, 936-2626. If you're calling on Flow, the good news is that's a toll-free number for you, honey child. Good morning, caller. Big shout out to Flow this morning. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
How are
I
you?
have a question.
Sure.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So, with the increase in the new driver's license fees, how will this affect the DPP's office? I'll give you my situation. In 2023, I got into a car accident. The person who hit me, he wasn't driving his own car. He was driving his girlfriend's car. So he told the officer at the time that he didn't have the proper documentation in his vehicle, and he would get it back to her later in the day. So I followed up later in the day. It turns out I wasn't licensed, wasn't registered, and his driver's license was expired, which means in order for my vehicle to get fixed, he's going to have to pay out of pocket.
Okay.
So the case is going to end up in court and has to go to the DPP's office. The problem now is the information they had in the system for him, it was out of date. When they went to find his house to serve him the summons, he no longer lives there.
Poor police. They should just reach out to CMR. We can help him. We can help him be found. Trust me.
And the case hasn't been solved because they can't find him.
Lord Jesus.
So what happens now with the increase in the driver's license fees? And people are no longer going to go and update their driver's license. They're not going to get their cars insured.
Well, listen,
have to end up in court, right?
Yeah, I mean, things go up all the time in life. Yes. I mean, I think the problem that the government makes is oftentimes they wait too long to increase prices. And then they have to do like a really big jump as opposed to like smaller jumps. So some of these fees, to be fair, haven't gone up in 20 years. What in life do you know that hasn't gone up in 20 years? Seriously. The price of eggs. I mean, so let's give government. I'm gonna say that, you know, subsequent governments should have incrementally done increases over time, and they hadn't done that. So now it sounds like a big wallop. But when you think about that over a span of 20 years, it's not really a significant increase, to be honest. However, an increase in the respective fees doesn't mean that gives you the right to be non-compliant. You still have to be compliant. Right? And so, I think some people are just looking for excuses to not do the right thing. If you find someone on the roadway who can't afford to pay for their insurance or pay for their driver's licenses, then they simply shouldn't be on the roadway. It's easy as that. They have a choice. Driving, yes, it's a necessity for a lot of us. We feel like, we need to get back and forth to our jobs, but it is also a privilege to be on a public roadway. And that means that there's some degree of responsibility that we all bear when it comes to driving on our roads. And, these persons have to understand what that means. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying. And I think people like that are just looking for an excuse to simply not do the right thing, because guess what? I'm willing to bet you those same people can find money to go to the bar in the weekend.
Yep.
So, if you can find money to eat out, to treat yourself to brunch and do all these other things, you got to prioritize your bills and find money to pay for your, yes, it's an increase in fee, but find money to pay for your licensing and so on. There are literally people I know who go out every single Friday, minimum happy hour, and can drop hundreds of dollars just sitting there drinking liquor. And then they're going to turn around when the annual fee comes due to renew their license and complain about that. I'm just like, I am not buying it. Manage your money better, and it's not going to be an issue. Yep.
Okay.
So if that's the excuses that they're finding, then I think that they honestly will find themselves in trouble with the law, which they deserve to be in trouble with the law. It's as simple as that.
Well, then in my case, he found himself in trouble with the law, but
now the law can't find him.
And unfortunately, he's not a Caymanian, so they suspect he's already left Cayman.
How can they suspect that? They don't have an entry record at the port of...
Well, what? I asked the same question you're asking, and they cannot give me an update up until now.
Oh, my God.
I even asked them, can I post up a picture of him and say he's missing? And they're like, you can't do that. You don't know he's missing. I'm like, you can't find him, so he must be missing. Right?
Well, I mean, you can't say he's missing, but you can just say you're looking for him. There's a nuance in the language. So we don't know if he's missing or not. But we can post it and say, does anyone know how to find him? Just like we have in the past. And trust me, the CMR community is very, very wide, covering all nationalities. So we find people very quickly. Mm-hmm. Perhaps you could send me his number. Today. Send me his picture if you have it.
That too.
And his name.
All right.
Thank you, honey GL.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 936-2626. What a calamity. Popo can't find him. We'll help. And I bet you if we can't find him, we'll know whether or not he's actually left the jurisdiction. Mm-hmm. Good morning, caller. How are you?
I'm great, Candy. Sorry for calling you back.
No problem.
I just like what you said 2 minutes ago about the language.
Yeah.
Listen, language does matter because
it sure does.
When someone says you we're looking into something,
yeah,
they can tell you that till God come back, and still get nothing done. Looking into something, you getting anything done. So
exactly
to the point where Miss Joyce Ann called, I totally agree with what she was saying. But when she said the government needs to look into these things, looking into things, you don't get anything done.
Well,
the language, the language.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of people, are very, very non-committal in the way that they say things. And so language is very, very important. Absolutely. The nuances.
Yeah. Not to cut you, but it's just like when someone, a high official, they have this thing when they go to court to make a plea. They say, I have done nothing wrong. You'll never hear them say, I have not broken the law. They say, I've done nothing wrong. And when they say they've done nothing wrong, that's a protective statement.
Very, very
because
interesting.
No one can do anything wrong. Even killing someone is not wrong.
All right, we got another caller. Thank you so much. Right. Appreciate it.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Phone lines are hot today. We got lots of questions. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program. This is your Ask Sandy segment. How you doing, honey?
Yeah.
I have a little issue where I like you to address me, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a job for Shopia. You know that site, right?
What's it called?
On Instagram. Shopia.
Shopia?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
I work with a boss and things as a Caymanian, right? But
Okay.
what happened, you have two ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're friends with him and thing like that.
Okay.
We really take over the page and thing and block us where we can't have access no more to Shopia.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with it. So tell me a little bit about what is it? They sell stuff? I don't know. What kind of site is this?
That man?
What is it? I don't know what Shopia is.
It's an online business, but we have a legal business license in Cayman here.
Okay, and what sort of shop? What kind of stuff do they sell?
Clothing.
Okay. All right. So people can go online and order clothing and stuff, and you were working for them?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Were you working for them legally? Like you have a work permit to work for them? Or was this a side hustle? Oh, you have status.
I'm a born Caymanian.
You're a born
Caymanian.
Oh,
yes, ma'am.
Oh, kind of mosquito. Sorry. All right. So
yeah, and this lady Turney English. I'm not afraid to call the name, you know. And Babisha, right?
So you were working for them as an employee, or are you like a business partner? There is a difference.
That's my side job where I do like my evening delivery and things like that. And
okay.
Last month, I can't get to do nothing because of these two people.
All right. So who are the people that you're referring to? They're the business owners?
No, ma'am. Two Jamaican lady friends. They're friends of the boss, you know. But
okay, so they're friends of the boss.
Right. They have access to the page and things. So what they do, they change over the page now and give a different name and give it name Fashion Frenzy. That KY, right?
Okay. So you were logging on to, is it like a social media account that you were logging on to?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying that they've changed the business name and they've changed the access.
Yeah.
Okay.
And doing their own thing. I see where they post up all things yesterday.
Right.
So I want to know how custom allow them.
If you were, this is where it's important to understand the nature of the relationship, right? If you were simply an employee and not a business partner, there is a difference in terms of, you know, what you can and can't do. So if you're an employee, they can terminate your contract, I guess, whatever arrangement you had at any time. They can say, we no longer need your services. It doesn't sound like they communicated anything to you, which is a problem because they should. That's just good business practices. And, you know, did you have an employment contract with them, or this was just like just show up and do this kind of thing?
No, let me butt in a little bit, Ms. Sandy. What happened is that Shopia is a business license issued to the government to do online business.
Yes.
Selling clothing.
Yep.
The boss was friendly with Turney English.
Was friendly with, just say that again.
Turney, T-E-R-O-N-I-Q.
That's a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
She took over that page. She took over that page.
And who is she? She's someone who lives here in Cayman.
She's a Jamaican on work permit. She's on work permit.
Okay.
But she's our friend.
All right.
She was influenced by Babisha Harrison. In the evenings, they use their vehicle to do delivery. They changed Shopia page to Fashion Frenzy.
Okay.
They started to post stuff yesterday on that page. Customs and immigration, they need to investigate these guys, these people. How comes Fashion Frenzy started yesterday, have 2,000 followers? 2,000 followers.
So you're saying that they converted the page of the other business?
They hijacked the page. They hijacked the page.
But if they're doing this with the owner, is that...
No.
They're not doing it with the owner?
No. Shopia is the legal business. They hijacked that page and started to post yesterday that new business coming soon. Fashion Frenzy, our Frenzy Fashion, that KY is their new name with 2,000 followers. How come the business just started yesterday have 2,000 followers?
Wow.
That is my take.
I see what you're saying.
These people need to be investigated
Yes.
by immigration, by customs, and send them home. Another thing.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. Let's stick a pin because we need to address a couple things that has happened here because this is important. We have a situation where a business has given multiple people access to their social media account. That is very different. I mean, that is very that's very dangerous is the word I should use if they are not doing it in such a way to protect themselves. So you can add people as administrators, as posters, as users, whatever. If you're just giving people access based on morning caller, we're on air. Are you calling the talk show? Hello? Morning caller.
Good morning, son.
Yeah,
How are you?
we're on air now. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Okay. Isabel, would you give me a call? When you're off there, please?
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
All right, my
Bye.
dear. Okay, good. So there is that issue because it's funny this comes up as a point of consideration this morning, a query, because just the other day we had a same problem with another popular Cayman site that has over 8,000 followers. I'm not going to name him publicly yet because, I think they're going to go the legal route. But having someone hijack and commandeer your page, this becomes a question of how were they able to do that? That's because people don't understand social media and they are giving out usernames and passwords willy-nilly. Nobody should have that information.
They're friends, very close friends.
Hello.
I say,
you think my best friend has access to my CMR login details?
No. What happened? Tyranny English was a part of. They helped to create that page. They helped to create the page, but it was created for Shopia, and it bears the name Shopia in there.
Even so, what I'm saying to you is a broader issue here. It is important that people protect. People need to understand what I'm saying. You need to be protecting access to your pages because that is a business asset. So even if someone helped to create your page, I don't know exactly what that means. Like they set it up, they did what? I mean, I don't know how you helped to create a social media page, but whatever.
Okay.
Don't just give people access to username and passwords. And you need to have two-factor authentication turned on. Like these are important security issues. Because the government can't help you if your former friend or business partner commandeered your page. What is the government going to do about that?
Okay. All right. That part is clear. But this part now is that they posted. They do not have a license, a trade and business license, or their work permit stated that they can operate in Cayman, doing business as a domestic helper or having a janitorial work permit. And they posted on Fashion Frenzy now to operate as a business, selling clothing and delivering the clothing item in the evening, right? They just posted stuff. They have it that stuff coming. If customs pull up this name, Babisha Harrison, they will find that this person either brought in stuff a couple days ago, personal stuff for sale, right? Or Tyranny English bought in personal stuff for sale or stuff coming on Shein. Shein is what they need to investigate with these two names to see if stuff came in days ago or coming in, which I know for a fact, I'm not asking that things came in or coming under these two names, selling stuff which is illegal. Because if they're bringing stuff, it should be for themselves, not on Fashion Frenzy or Frenzy.ky for sale. Customs need to investigate that before they pull those stuff down.
The original business, what has happened to that owner I understand what you're saying, that the account has been changed over, whatever, but is that business still going to be operational?
It is dead right now
because these people have taken over the Facebook account, basically.
In Christmas, they usually make $5,000-$6,000. Not even 25 cents. Not even 20. And I'm the business owner. I am the business owner. Not even 25 cents was made. And I am pissed off. They were my friends. Teranique was my friend, and she hijacked the account. The business is dead. Zero. And now fashion frenzy at KY. The amount of money that I've spent in this business to do promotions after promotions after promotions. I have all the records from my credit card. They're talking about I living in a big house in Beach Bay. So what if I live in a big house and driving a Ford Raptor? Or you can't say that because I work hard. You understand? If I work for my money, I can decide on what to do with my money.
Yes.
You understand? I don't need it. You need to, because I have all these recordings. Hijack the take over the account and make money on your own. You understand? Because you have disagreement and you're not friends anymore, and you know my credentials. You hijack it and then starting frenzy passion at KY because listen, I am pissed off. You know, and my friend here, he does a lot of delivery for me in the evenings. In the evening he makes his $80. He can put food on his table. I mean, it's nothing for me, but he's a Caymanian, and you understand? Yeah, and he can look forward to feed his baby. Now, not even $1 he didn't make over the Christmas. Last year he make almost $2,500 just by running up and down in the night. People want to go party clothes like crazy. You understand? And it has been hijacked and taken over by these people. Custom need to just go on the site before the Frenzy Fashion.ky, and they'll see all the Shein stuff. All of them came from Shein that they just posted because they were saying that new stuff coming. It finally came, or it's on the way coming. So they started to post them now.
All right, so let's talk about what your options are. Somebody says they were not your friends, they were frenemies. So let's talk about what your options are, right? So there is a potential that you have legal recourse against these individuals for taking over and converting your page. So you need to get yourself a lawyer. This is my recommendation to you. Get yourself a lawyer to write them about giving you your page back. The other option you have, you can try this, but sometimes it's very tricky, especially if you didn't have like two-factor authentication turned on for that social media account. You can try to reach out to Instagram, which is Meta, and let them know that someone has taken over your account, and you have to prove to them that wasn't their account. And it kind of sounds like this is where you might have a little bit of a problem, because you're saying, oh, they started up with you, and I don't know exactly what that means. Does that mean that they were business partners? Because you don't just start up something with a friend. These are businesses.
Business partners. They are very close friend of mine. She's a very close friend of mine.
Yeah, but why would you be having her start up a page with you if she's not a business partner?
Because the technical aspect, and she has done that in the past.
Yeah, but she was providing a service for you by helping you set up this page.
She was just helping me out to create the page. To navigate the page.
You see how this gets a little bit tricky now, right? Because even from a legal perspective, the court needs to understand what is the true nature of this relationship. A friend just helping you has no obligations in the world of business. That's why you don't mix friendship with business. That's why you have very clear, if you need someone to create social media pages for you, you either have a contract in place that this is what you're going to do, that you don't have any rights to the page, et cetera, et cetera. There has to be a clear understanding. It sounds to me like the lines are very blurred on why this person was helping you set up an account. And as Faith and Hope says, this is exactly why you don't mix friends and business, because it's not.
I did, I just asked her, please, I wrote her a letter, several letters, very professional. Please just release the info on my page. This wouldn't reach there. And I asked her many, many, many times. I have the letters and everything in detail.
What did you say the page is called? Let's go have a look. I've never even heard of it before, but let me go have a look.
Okay, there's no more Shopia.
Okay.
It's frenzyfashion.ky.
Frenzy, FERNZY?
FRENZY fashion.
Oh, I see it.
.ky.
Okay, Frenzy Fashion. Oh, you got all kind of stuff here for sale. And this is all the stuff that you guys bring in from Shein and stuff.
Yeah, all those was posted yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Shopia was the original trade and business license page that was created called Shopia Cayman.
Okay.
Shopia Cayman. And that was changed around the 15th of December. They were going to Jamaica and they shut the page down and shut me out. I was shut out from Shopia, no business from Christmas. Up until now. Nothing. Nada.
So do you know how to go on, are you aware of how you can go on Instagram and report that your page has been hijacked and taken over? You can report that to Instagram.
Yeah, we did that. Some friends helped me last night, and everything was changed. The email address, the telephone number, everything was manipulated and changed. You know, it was difficult. We found a link that we sent some message over, and we're just waiting and hoping that they will reply. But for now, I didn't want to even go here. All I asked them, just release my.
Well, you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go there because these people. This isn't, like I said. This is why you don't mix business or pleasure, because you're going to have to go there. These people have now commandeered and taken over your business.
Listen, Miss Sandy, I am a hit maker. Okay, I am a hit maker. I have another business that I'm gonna turn it up on that. You understand? I just bear the losses and that's it. But Customs Immigration needs to investigate that page, look at the stuff that they posted, cross-reference them, and it will show that all of those are from Shein. Do these names, and then they will see that those stuff that is on that site was brought in either a couple of days ago or coming in. And right away, it will tie them doing business in K1, selling stuff, and they don't have the work permit to do that, and they don't have the business license to do that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing, but that doesn't get you, your goal is to get your page back. That doesn't get you your page back.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
As I say, Miss Sandy, I'm a hit maker. I have another business doing the same thing, and I'm going to pump it up. Right? And people are going to see the results. You understand? I'm going to pump it up. That's all I'm going to say. But these people need to be investigated by Customs and Immigration. And
how are they working here? Because I'm still unclear about you saying this woman is Jamaican. She's in Cayman as a domestic worker or something.
Yeah, one works in I think one works in like home care kind of thing. The other one has more like a janitorial. There's a lot that I won't say yet, right? But Customs and Immigration, they need to do their investigation. This is for part 2. I have part 2 coming, okay? I have part 2. I'm not going to say much now, but I have part 2 coming. These people need to let me get my page back before I go to part 2. Yeah, and whatever information you need, I can give you stuff off the air.
Yeah, I don't know why it says, I noticed that under there, it says entrepreneur, then it says pending. Pending what? What does that mean?
Because guess what? Guess what now? Because when I started this business, and as I say, she was my friend, and I mentioned that to her, and she was saying, I said, no, I don't do things like that. I'm going to apply for my trade and business license. And when that is granted by the government, then I will start it. So what happened now? They probably asked a friend to apply something through DCI to see if they can get a trade and business license to start operate. So that's why they have that section saying pending. And I have another trade and business license that I'm operating now, doing the same thing. And on it stated that we are legally operating this business with legit trade and business license. You understand? So
that'll be, yeah. Listen, I think the idea is you need to try to get access, back to your page, because again,
I mean, it's 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it's almost 1986.
Yeah, almost. It's 1,900 and
yeah.
And how come Friends of Fashion get almost 2,000 subscribers within a day? Within a day, 2,000 something wrong, something fundamental wrong. How come this site's gonna operate here with almost 2,000 followers? All of a sudden, this is the first time they posted 20 items than it was yesterday. Yeah, it's the same site, but just different name. Different name. You understand? These people, and I'm sure they came up from Jamaica the other day, and I'm sure that they brought stuff up saying that stuff. Gonna end up on,
yeah, I mean that might be difficult.
The revenue.
The problem is that might be difficult to go back and prove if they already went through customs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But these posts right now on Friends of Fashion, the customs can find that easy, and I'm gonna listen out and see if they found it, because if they're smart, they can cross-reference all those stuff that is posted right now on Friends of Fashion and see that they were either coming.
Where's the merchandise?
Come a couple days ago, and they can match back the invoice, or the uploaded invoice. They can match them back and pin them to that. This one,
this Anthony has a question. He says, sounds like you want to use, sounds like he wants to use your page, Sandy. Why come on CMR and then withhold who they're working for, but want customs to do something? So Anthony's point is you're saying some stuff in terms of what's going on, but you're also saying that you're not going to tell us everything and you're going to withhold some information. Why come on here and do that? Why not just let it all out?
No, but I mean, what's there to withhold? I mean, I basically tell you the stuff what's happening.
I think you made a point. You made a reference to something else that you knew or something.
So if I have other information regarding, I don't have to divulge everything, every sensitive information on air. But you know that this Sunday, how would you do detective work if you were to come out and divulge everything that you know? People will cover their tracks easily.
So I think what you need to do is maybe show us who it is that you're talking about and who you're dealing with. But I think from the get-go, you kind of did this wrong. And I know you're saying that you're a hit maker, but I think what you need to do is you need to make sure that in the process of being a hit maker, you actually set up your businesses in the right way.
Of course,
the way that you do it is important. Yeah.
Yeah, we all do mistakes.
All right.
Yeah, we all do make mistakes. Of course, I agree. I should have probably did it differently. But I mean, we all do make mistakes, and we all learn by our mistakes. So
yeah.
I mean, if it goes like that, that's fine. But I just want the public to know that. All right.
All right, my dear. What a hot mess. Well, keep us posted on how what the outcome is. And again, what a mess. Yes, thank you so much.
Bye.
Well, there's a lot that was wrong with that situation, folks. And like I said, there's another local business, another page, who's going through the exact same thing right now. In his case, he had a contract with his business partner, but the business partner was a minor. Minors can't sign contracts. So that's null and void, ab initio. Like, you guys, if you want to be a business owner, right? There are certain things that you must do and you must have in place. You can't just jump up and just because DCI doesn't give a cahoot and give anybody, they would give my dog a business license practically. That doesn't mean that Zeus should be in business. Right? So you have got to make sure that you're handling your business correctly. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Sandra.
Morning, dear.
I'm Ewell Davis. I'm calling we're a gentleman from last year, June. I did some work for him.
Yeah.
He owed me over $8,000.
Lord God.
Refused to pay me. Yeah, refused to pay me. I don't want to make no trouble, not violent trouble. So I'm trying to find out my best advice. There's more to it.
Yes.
Because after he gave us verbal instructions how to do the place, I got the guys and done the place. I even involved planning in it because he claimed that we didn't have a drawing. I said, you are the one that told us what to do. And we did exactly what you told us. I even called planning about it, and plan didn't do anything about it because there was no drawing for it or anything, and he don't want to give me my $8,000.
So let me ask you a question. You're here on a work permit, yes?
No, I'm not on work permit. I'm on papers. I have papers.
You have papers, okay. And so you're in the construction industry, and the two of you agreed to do a job, and you did the work.
Yes.
And he has not paid you. Have you had any communications with him in terms of why he hasn't paid you?
All right. It started out, the estimated job was $36,000.
Right.
He gave me $21,000. I think it's $21,600. What he gave me, $14,000 went to the guys who do the woodwork. And next $4,500 went to the guy for the glass. And the next $2,000 something goes to the guy who do the mama runner to the front. Now the money that purchased the material, which is mine, and the trucking and the AC work that I did, I haven't get no pay for that.
Okay. And you have your messages where he said, you know, he would pay you your money and so on, yes?
Yeah, I have the contract that we do, so I can.
Oh, you did do a contract. Good.
Yes. Yes. And when it came, he wanted when what happened? Why the job stopped? We decided to agree at the time that the job would be finished. But when he came back home, he wanted to say that I should have done this. I wanted me to do more. And I said, no. We had agreed on this. We didn't agree nothing about painting. It was fabricating and all of these. So I'm not going to go any further. So this is where he started telling about, you guys, I didn't have a drawing. I don't have a business license. I said, look here, we were friends, actually friends. That's why I take it. I do air condition and maintenance. I take the job from you. You walked us through the phone on it. We agreed at how much we were going to be paid. We agreed at the set price. So now what is the problem? So I stopped. I decided I wasn't going no further. I asked him if he's not going to pay me money. Nothing. From last year, June. So I decided I'm going to call him. So he did not even have a plan to park the place. I called planning about it, planning to do nothing about it. So I decided to say, you know what? I reconsidered and say, you know, I'm going to get Mrs. Sandra. I've been listening to your program. And I said, I think Miss Sandra can help me.
All right. You have his number?
I have his number. What I'm going to do?
Send it to
I'm
me
going to
in
get
WhatsApp.
all. Yeah, I know. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get everything together.
Yes.
Give me till now and tomorrow, I get everything together.
All right. Send me the contract. Send me screenshots of your conversation. And I need to understand why he's not paying it. If you have any idea, I mean, has he said to you, listen, you know, this was a big project. I don't have the money right now, but I'm still going to pay you. Like, what is he saying about the money that's owed?
One at a time, tell me about based on when he finished the job. Whatever, let him give it to me. I said, no.
No.
It can't go like that. What about my $7,000 I spent for material?
Right.
The money that you gave me, finish. So I'm gonna get everything.
All right, get your stuff together. And just WhatsApp.
And give you
WhatsApp. Yeah.
No matter how much it costs, as long as we get money. Because put this way, one time I was thinking about a lie, but I just can't be bothered with this court thing.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you have to be prepared to take people to court, but if he has any sense, he will, he'll do the right thing before you get that far.
Yeah, understand what I'm saying? I'm just taking, reconsidered, and I said, I have lawyers who I work for, and I said, I can't be bothered with this court thing. So I weekend and I say, you know what, I've been listening to Miss Sandra. And you up. I'm gonna send it to you. No problem. I'll get it to you.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
my
you, Mrs.
dear.
Sandra.
Yep. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
too.
dear.
Yeah,
Someone just said he's a perfect client for your new collection business. Soon come, honey child. Yes, sir. She said, don't do it for free. That's right. I got my business license in hand and ready to go. Why? People owe a lot of people money. And I got to tell you guys that some of you are really not handling things on the up and up. And that's why people are taking advantage of you. So let me tell you about this story yesterday. Oh my God. Last night I went to the grocery store. You know, I hardly ever go to the grocery store anymore. But I was there. I was going to come home and make me one of my nice salads. And so I was still missing, what did I need to get? I needed to get cheese and pears and something else in my salad. So I was like, okay, and I wanted to get some lettuce because Gigi wanted a slightly different salad. So here I was at the grocery store, pushing my little cart, picking up a few things. I got to the produce section. Now, you know, the produce section in Foster's Countryside is the first section that you get to. As with all stores, I think they make you walk through the healthy stuff first. Have you noticed that? So, so we get to the healthy stuff, and we're in the produce section. All of a sudden, I hear a man raising his voice in Foster's. I was like, what's going on here? Come to find out, he was yelling at a local business owner and accusing him of not paying him money. He was like, yo, scoundrel, you up in the grocery store shopping. Two Jamaicans, one has status because I know he's been here a long time, has his own business. And this man was saying, you know, you owe me money. You don't want to pay people for the work that they do. And I was just like, oh my God. One woman even said to me, oh, Miss Sandy, are you going to record this? And I was like, I'm not even sure. I'm like, I don't even know. Should I record this? I was sitting there kind of dumbfounded, like, what the hell is actually going on here? Anyway, the security guard had to come over and ask him to kind of tune it down a little bit because he was really, really getting upset. He was like, listen, you owe me money. And to be fair, no one wants to be owed money. This is true. Yes. And it's unfortunate when people actually feel like they can owe you money and just get away with it. Low key, I was looking at the situation going, oh boy, no bueno. No bueno. You guys have got to do better. And it's sad that so many people feel like they have no recourse. Like he said, you know, to get lawyers involved, you know, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. A lot of people like, it's not worth that kind of money. But don't be afraid of court, Naina. Because sometimes you got to take people to court. I'm just saying. Miss Vicky, thank God it's 9:30. I can actually read this. She says, friends fuck friends. Maybe not literally, but definitely figuratively, they will screw you over. Oh my God. I cannot stress enough. You know, I was having this conversation over the weekend with someone who said, oh, you know, somebody might be looking for business partners, whatever. Maybe you could become their business partner. I said, pump the brakes, honey child. When it comes to business, I feel like a business relationship is even more serious than a marriage. Although marriages are serious, don't get me wrong, because they're hard to get out of too, honey child. You get in with the best of intentions, and then when you got to get out, you understand the legal complications of getting out. But for me personally, a business relationship is very, very serious business. Oh, no. I would marry you quicker than I would get in business with you. That's how I see it. And I'm not marrying anybody. So that'll give you a clue on what I'm saying. I'm not getting in business with people. I have managed, thank the Lord, hallelujah. I have managed to do my own little thing on my own And so, no, I'm not getting in business with people. Not even my husband is on my CMR business. Nothing to do with that whatsoever. Y'all need to understand how to do business properly. Okay? These things sound good when you got friends like, okay, you don't understand social media, but they do. You don't understand marketing, but they claim that they do. It's a recipe for disaster. You need to have contracts in place, clearly understanding like, okay, I'm going to pay you, even if they're a friend, you can have a contract with a friend to provide services for a duration of time. And you should never allow anyone to keep access to your accounts. Are y'all just going around giving people your banking information too because they don't know how to, set up your online banking? No. If they set it up for you and they do an initial username and password, you change that the second they move away from your computer. You change it and you put on 2-factor. I keep telling you guys about this 2FA. What that means right now, if anybody tries to log into any of my social media accounts, it's going to say, hold on. And there are different types of 2-factor. I use an app, and if you ain't got that code, you ain't getting in, and that changes every couple seconds. You're not getting into my account, honey child. Y'all, listen, you want to be in business, which is great. I love that so many people want to be entrepreneurs. And here's the thing now. Social media has given us access in a way that previously, like I said, even the world of media, because of the technology that is available, what I can do with media now, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I would never be able to do. So I understand how amazing technology is. And I think this is great. It opens up a lot of avenues for people who ordinarily making $5,000 a month off of an online store. That's fantastic. I'm happy for you, right? You see, you say that your green-eyed friends were looking at it thinking, oh, I can do that too. You gotta be careful who you have in your so-called friendship circle too, because enough of them got green eyes. So just be careful. Operate it as a business at all times. Safety and security is always at the top of your list when you're a business owner. Trust and believe me. Do not give anyone access to your accounts. Ugh. Taking my little immune blend today. Ugh. It doesn't taste good, but it works. So, what a mess. Some good questions today, though, I must say. Yeah, y'all need to make sure. I know a few people who even did the whole Airbnb thing. And then they had other people set up their accounts and they were getting the Airbnb money was going into their account. And then I'm like, that's not how you do it. You set it up in your name and then you can have someone as your co-host, but the co-host doesn't have control over the payments without you saying, yes, this percentage will go to them or whatever. Now, I understand fully that there's this element of, people don't understand social media, but yet they've got a friend who does. So they think that in those circumstances, they can just have their friends step up to the plate and their friends will handle it for them. Well, you see what happens when your friends start to handle stuff for you? Next thing you know, they all in your business, whether it goes so or not. And then guess what? They are doing the most with trying to take over your business. They just commandeered the man's business, took the username, password, changed the name. Wow. And I know it's going to be difficult for him to get it back because if the email associated with it, if all of that has been changed, that's madness. And I want to bet that unfortunately, now what is going to happen is that, if you tried to reach out to Meta and stuff like that, they were like, they didn't contact you to say, oh, someone's changing your username and password because you gave them all the primary login information. That's where they kind of went wrong with that situation. Now, there might be additional issues here as it relates to customs and immigration. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get them in trouble in that end of things, hoping that that's going to shut them down or that's going to slow them down. Well, maybe, maybe not. Right? So at the end of the day, yes, customs has a job to do. And they no doubt need to get on top of that. However, that may not assist you in the long run. Right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the business back. As you can see, they've already gone about trying to expedite getting their business license. And there's nothing in law, potentially, I mean, I don't know, that will stop them from getting a business license. But here's one of the interesting things about all of this, right? I'm going to tell y'all something now. When you get in business with people, and I see Stacy said, you know, sounds like scammers scamming each other to me. When you get in business with people and you're kind of not doing things the right way, so you have other people helping you who are on work permits and they don't have a work permit for that, you have to understand that if they're going to break laws, whether it's immigration or customs laws, to help you in your business, they will break it to further their own interests as well. Because it's not really just about you, right? So of course, now that they see that, wow, there's some profitability here, they're going to run out and do their own thing. You think that this person is an honest person? You think that this person is someone who, you know, cares about the law? This is where you have got to be open to the fact that the type of people that you even do business with and how you do it with them certainly says a lot. And so what I'm telling you is they cannot be trusted. It's as simple as that. What a mess. Hey, Rennie. Rennie says, same situation here. Oh, I think I missed some messages from Rennie. Oh gosh, Scott says the show has quickly evolved, not discuss the impact of the minimum wage. We'll get to that tomorrow, Scott, because maybe in fact that should be a completely separate show on its own. I did say we were going to do Q&A today, Scott. So to be fair, I opened up the lines and people, boy, did we get a lot of phone calls today with problems. But don't think of it as a devolution, Scott. Think of it as a revolution. Because at the end of the day, you heard what one of the callers said? You know, he's going to call Sandy. He doesn't want to go down the route of doing something else. Being violent, I think was the term he used. People can say whatever they want about this show and this platform, but let me tell you something. We have resolved so many issues. This one owe money, that one owe money, this and that. Yes, the person who has the money is never happy about having to pay it. But you guys don't understand that the next step for them is going to be that they're going to take matters into their own hands. And you know what that means? Okay. I hope y'all paying attention. And I hope the government is also paying attention, because the one consistent message that we get time and time again is the fact that people go to the police, they don't get help. Or they don't even bother going to the police because they already know that they're not going to get help. And that says a lot about the current infrastructure that we have in place. People don't have anything when it comes to consumer protection, like none of that to be able to get the assistance that they need. I'm going to show you an example this morning of how even our own government sometimes is falling by the wayside. And quite frankly, I am going to call them out for this, because this is wrong. All right. So the CBC sent out an email yesterday, I guess, to people saying, thank you for your application, but you were not successful. This person's like, my application? What application? Let me show you guys the proof. All right. Thank you for your interest in the position of Customs and Border Control officers and for taking the time to apply for the position, yada, yada, yada. The person couldn't remember anything about applying for jobs. So they were like, when was this? What position? 2024 CBC officer recruitment. What the? 2 stinking years later, you're going to send an email talking about thanks for applying for a job? When we hear of instances when private sector does this, y'all would be up in arms about this shit. Here we have a government HR manager messaging people 2 years later. The people don't even remember that they applied for the job. Are you serious? Really? But these are the people who get the honorariums just like everybody else, because government isn't going to give it based on performance. They're performing, they're not performing, it don't matter, because once you're in government, you're going to keep your job almost no matter what. Help me to understand this. Not acceptable. This is not world class. So, of course, I've already reported it to the deputy governor. He's in charge of civil servants. He's going to look into this. But this is ridiculous. Ms. Dorothy says CMR to the rescue every time. I mean, sometimes I can't save you all from yourselves, because you're doing stuff that is really, really poor business practice. Ms. Liz says the advice, never do business with friends, stems from the high risk of mixing personal relationships with financial obligations, which can lead to ruined friendships due to disagreements over money, roles and expectations, creating stress, resentment, and potential betrayal. All very, very true. And you've got to be able to do your due diligence on the people that you want to get into business with. So just because they know how to set up a Facebook page, an Instagram page, doesn't mean that you should even have them do that for you. I mean, some 12-year-olds know how to do that. Does that mean that you should have a 12-year-old do it? No. So by all means, pick the people that you engage in business activities with very, very carefully. Yeah. Some of y'all are, I want to get in business with my girlfriend. I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Oh, my boyfriend, he knows how to do construction work. Then when the relationship falls apart, then what happens? No, sir. Ms. Gabby says, understand his frustration, but sir, mind your pressure. People get stressed out over this stuff. Island Pearl says, they were just jealous of you, sir. Sorry to tell you, they screwed you royally. Take your evidence and report them. This is all the mixed up foolishness that y'all are getting involved in. That's right, frenemies. People will be jealous of you. I mean, do y'all not know this already? Somebody was telling me the other day that they were up in Flow. And they heard people up in Flow in the line. Now, I don't know if I wasn't quite clear if it was staff members or people just standing in line. But these people are talking about what vehicle I drive. And Sandy driving this big time Mercedes and blah, blah. Well, excuse you. Did I steal it from somebody? No. I worked hard. And therefore, what I have and what I don't have is really none of your business. Paying my bills just like everybody else. Right? Green envy, bad mind people. That is so sad. You don't know how people get what they get. If some of y'all worked as hard as me, you'd have what you got. You have what I have too. So, yeah, Stay up every night till the wee hours in the morning. Learn negotiation skills like I do. You know, do as much reading and investigating and research as I do. And you too can be right where I am. Not no problem with that. Anybody can do it. Does everybody do it? No. I'm not saying it can't be replicated, it can't be done. I say more power to you. Go out there and do it. But don't be looking at people and what they have and try to, you know, undercut them or be, you know, it's just stupid what some of the people that you have in your circles be thinking about what you have. That's why I had to cut. I don't know if you guys remember this story, but I had to cut a so-called friend of mine off too. The worst part is I didn't even know that this friend had feelings towards me in terms of what I've been able to accomplish. She's a much older woman. She's accomplished in her own right, whatever. You know, I'm not in her business. I'm not looking at what she has and what she doesn't have. But I'm happy, especially for my own people. Like if you can do something, have a successful business, you got a 10,000 square foot house, you can drive 2 Mercedes, I'm happy for you as long as you get it the right way. Once you're not stealing it and crooking people, then you all good. And I have nothing but love for successful people. But low key, apparently she was like behind my back doing the same thing. Oh, you know, you're helping her out, but do you know? And now she's talking to someone who was being paid to help me manage some aspect of my stuff. Well, did you know that you know, she better off than you in life? Okay. And I'm also like way older. I've worked a lot harder. There was a time when I was in the same position, you know, hustling, trying to start up a business. It's like people, what do they say? They see the end result, but they don't know the journey. Don't make anybody come in and mess up what you have worked hard for, right? With their green, jealous selves. Manage your affairs. Heaven blesses Saxon is the biggest scammer in TIFF. Oh my God. I think most people feel a way about insurance companies, to be honest. Yeah, most of them, like even life insurance. Life insurance is not a good to you except when you drop dead. And then it's not any good to you. It is good to somebody else. Someone else is going to benefit from that. But that, you know, yes, that's so that you don't leave your family without the resources to be able to carry on without you. That's why banks want their mortgages covered. So regardless of what happens to you, their mortgage will be covered. And then your family will get a mortgage-free home. So that's why you have life insurance attached to mortgages. So lots of lessons here today. I hope that you guys are paying attention to. Irvelin says, that's why I stay far from friends. Some of them no good. Well, you know, I told you I only have about 5 on my list anyway, so that's one less. She was removed. And I'm the type of person, let me be very, very clear. You and I can be the tightest of tight, right? And when I see who you are, I've not to this day even had a conversation with this person because there was no conversation. Somebody said, well, are you going to talk to her about it? And I said, why? She's the type of person in the past who said, I'm not going to change my behavior. I am how I am, and people just have to accept me as who you are. Well, no, people don't have to accept you as who you are. You can be who you want. That's your business. But I don't have to accept it. Nobody has to accept it. People can choose. So ultimately, the choices belong to us. You don't have to be friends with people, even when they're family members. Yes, they're family by blood, but I will pass them in the middle of the road, like how Moses parted the Red Sea, and just keep going about my business. Life is too short, and I ain't got no time for these fake ass friends that are out here in the streets. Simple as that. Straight up. Pick and choose wisely who you entertain in your life. Yeah. And if you got to cut somebody off, that doesn't mean that. I saw a quote last night that I really, really liked. I think it was this morning, actually, I saw it. And I thought it was so good. It said that just because I don't mess with somebody doesn't mean that, you know, I don't think that they should eat. Let me see if I can find it. It was a quote by Tupac. It said that Tupac once said, just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained me as an enemy. I'm bigger than that. And I still want to see you eat, just not at my table. That is a quote. Somebody go save that, honey child. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more. I'm not going to do nothing to the person. And in fact, the irony of it is they're such a crappy business person themselves. Eventually, they're going to fuck themselves over. So I don't have to do nothing. Time will take care of them. Not me. Now, when it comes to the world of business, I'll leave them alone. But frenemies is a very dangerous thing. And sometimes you don't know who is in your camp. But once they show themselves for who they are, make sure you make your distance, keep your distance from them. And I'm not the type of person that can pretend. So when I create distance, you know that distance has been created. Because we're not going to sit down and breaking bread. We're not going to lunch no more. Because my digestive tract can't take eating with people that I don't like. I hope y'all know that. Nope. That's one time I told one politician, he invited me for lunch so we could kind of smooth the situation over. You know, because when you tell the cold hard truth, sometimes people don't like it. And they're, Sandy, I thought we were friends and this and that. And I said, okay. Let's break it down a little bit, my dear. I ain't got no problem with you. Because if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here right now at a table eating with you. Let's be very, very clear. If I didn't like you, we wouldn't be having a meal because I don't eat with people that I don't like. Now, there are things you do that I have a problem with. Yes. And so we have to talk about those things, those actions. That's a different situation. Sadiqa says, CMR to the world. CMR to the people's rescue. Kaboom. Thank you, honey child. We're doing our best. By the way, let's put this out there. Remember a little friend, the one who owed the $450? Do y'all know that he ran to the police and complained to the police that we were harassing him with that post? What was his name again? Oh, Lord. Hold on one second. This was the guy who owed the guy the $450 and the balance of the car. And this is what you see the irony of it. The guy who was owed the money, the police couldn't go to the police because the police not gonna help them. Ricardo, remember Ricardo Moore? Yes, honey child. But now that Ricardo, we posted him and we got it all sorted out, who's he gonna run to complain about us? The popo. You can't make this shit up. And then they have the audacity to call me. Oh, we have a complaint for harassment. I said, really? I'm going to invite you to go read the law. You heard Mr. Baliki making reference to that precedent-setting case that I won in May of last year. Go read the blood clot law and stop calling my phone. That's what I have to say to the popo. Not everybody that calls you about me, you should be calling me. Like, seriously. Seriously. What is wrong with these people? I said, if you read the law, you'd understand that this isn't harassment. He's the one who put himself in this situation. Was it true that he owed the man money? Yes. Did we say anything about him that wasn't true? No. And this is a public interest story. Because more and more, this is happening in our little rock, in our little country. People are taking advantage of people. They see them as easy prey. This man was ghosting him for months, over $450. And the second we get involved, the man get his money paid the same day. If the police had that kind of power, they should put their energy into that instead of fucking around calling me every minute over pure foolishness. I'm just saying. They should be helping the community. Girl, it's a new year, but a lot of the same BS going on. But that's okay. I can keep winning cases, and then I'm going to turn around and sue the government for harassing me. Because you guys are actually harassing me. Why are you harassing me for? Sadiqa says the other day, the girl who I talked to, drink with every day, go out with, really thought she was my friend, wanted to chop me up the other day. I'm still in shock. What the hell? Girl, let me tell you something. Fewer friends. Yeah. Trust and believe. You don't need those people up in your life. Oh my God. I am going to ask you what you're doing drinking every day, though. Find something else to do with your time, girl. Andrew says that as an elder Caymanian gentleman told me something years ago, they say that they have plenty of acquaintances and a lot of acquaintances and very few friends, because loyalty and trust is not something that can be found today. It's loyalty and trust are expensive commodities, and not everybody, most people cheat. So leave it at that. Joseph Clark says, sent you a WhatsApp message, came to watch you just to find out everyone having the same money issue, just in different ways. Ah, boy, my gosh. Somebody owe you money too, Joseph? What the calamity. Catherine, good morning. Says there are many people with the Judas gene, right? Why? I mean, I don't know why, because it's like you're in your lane, Catherine, doing your own thing. I'm in my lane doing my own thing, right? I'm not going around begging my friends for money or putting them at any disadvantage. I'm just like, why? Why you got to be jealous of your friends? I'm happy for my friends when I see them accomplishing stuff and getting stuff done. Lord Jesus. Jim, this is how I am is an excuse. All I can tell you is that they made it very clear that they're not going to change. And like we say here, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Trust and believe. Just believe them. Leave them alone and believe them. It's a hot mess. Jim says jealous friendships or one-sided friendships, the takers and never givers, non-supporters, cut those ties, set them free, let them go. Love it. Let them. That's right. Miss Lovana says I'm always happy for people that do good in life, but not everyone is like that. They got too much time on their hands. And the sad part about it is, they have the opportunity to do so much more than they're doing, and they're not. So it's like, why you got time to be looking at people? Focus on you. No, sir. Strong Will says she's jealous of your husband. Well, she can go find herself a nice, handsome, amazing Jamaican too. If that's the issue. Somebody said to me once, does Marlon have any brothers? I said, none as good as him. Lad, me get the best one. Boy, I don't know what to tell you. Don't get jealous over man either. I mean, well, my friend said, it's sweet, it's sweet, it's sweet. Yeah, but some women, not just women, but some people are miserable because they don't have good, personal relationships. I believe that some women really do. I always say you don't need a man, but some of y'all do need a man. Because without one, you are so unhappy. Somebody not tickling your fancy. Y'all be so unhappy. Oh my God. Jeez, you need sex or something because something's wrong with you. Ugh. But some of y'all can't get a man. You can't keep a man because of you. You know, your personality. Men don't want people miserable around them who's miserable either. That's for Love and Lies, the after show. Why some people just miserable. With a man, they're miserable. And without a man, they're even more miserable. I'll send that to Alfred and what's her name? Matilda for their Friday show. All right, folks. What can I tell you? But it's a hot mess. So we saw some good news about people being arrested. And this is good. One of the one we featured the other day, we had his picture and stuff up. Popo have arrested him. Somebody said, Sandy, they would not have made that a priority and gotten to him as quick as they did if you didn't post it up. I'm glad we could help you, Popo. We're here to help, to keep Keyman as on the straight and narrow as we possibly can. So good. Jim says, them kinda good enough friend, right? Perla says, I'll praise your success and achievements, but a long distance from you is safer for my emotional life. Jim says, let's learn that it's okay to love people, but not like them and love them from afar. Yes, I mean, I'm not even going to call it love. I just leave them alone. Like, you know, I don't love you. I don't like you and I don't hate you. I'm indifferent to you. And there's a different kind of power in being indifferent to someone. Like you don't give two hoots. That's even I feel like being indifferent to someone is even worse than hating them, because hating takes too much energy. But when you're indifferent to them, I don't care. Good morning, caller.
Sandra, how you doing?
Hey, Carrie. And Thelma.
I muted it. I muted the TV, but she's looking at me like what I did. Anyway. Honestly, Sandra's friendship is not what it was. It's no longer what it was. I had friends for 40 odd years, and I had them that own businesses that contact me. Please promote my business all over social media for me. Please go like this. Please go do that for me. Do this for me. Did they ever once go to one of my pages and share one of my adverts on their page? Not once. And that kind of friendship ain't genuine. And one day I got down fast and prayed, and I said, Lord, you tell me if I should remain friends with these people or not. And that came quickly. That was a swift answer from God. It was almost immediate. And that was what I did. I okay, no problem. I've never, ever gone back to those friends. Because I feel that if you're a friend with someone, you're genuine. You know what your friend is going through. You help your friend. Trust me, if I was to save the money I helped people over the years, I would be Donald Trump in value. But you can't do that in the Cayman Islands because everybody wants to borrow your money. And especially in Cayman Brac, oh my God, you would do up here good with your collection, Sandra. I'll line up the people for you. Because they got some serious money owed out here. Even the government up here owes businesses thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars up here. So you would do good up here with the people up here who need to collect money from people.
What a mess.
Honestly. So get your license, get over here. But I agree with you. Friends nowadays are not what they were. You thought they were back then. They may have been genuine years ago, but as years go on, they've become very, very selfish, self-righteous, and all they look out is for them. They don't care about you as long as they're ahead of you. And I followed that and I watched that as somebody who's a bad friendship. So I got plenty of friends. I got hundreds of them, but they got 4 legs and they're furry. They're my friends. Ain't nobody more genuine than the kitty. Anyways, y'all have a great day. And just watch who your friends are. Be cautious. If they want more from you than anything they're constantly asking of you, they're not no friend. They're looking somebody to slurp off and splurge off. So walk away from them people. They're just going to carry you down into the financial doldrums where they want you to be and keep you there. All right.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it. Yes, I mean, there's much to be said for definitely picking, people in your circle, even just not even friends, because somebody said people use the word friend too loosely, and I agree with that. But also, I think it is also important for even acquaintances, anybody in your circle. You know, you gotta just be careful. And some people just don't mean you no good. So you keep people on the light side of things, and the fewer people you trust, probably the better off you're going to be. I hate to tell you the truth. Andrew says, Cayman Islands, let us try to live better in 2026. Love people more. Don't love money and use people. Denny says, Catherine, with multiple hate insertions. Jim says, too many artificial people walking around the place. Too many artificial people walking around the place. I'll stay in my lane, and those kinds of people better remain in theirs. Right? Joseph says, yep, apparently the person that owes me the money works in government. No surprise there. That's what she said. Not too sure how true that is at all, but it's a little over $1,000, so we can talk about it. Oh my goodness. The sad thing is, in this day and age, more and more people, money has always made the world go round. It's important. But now, more than ever, people need their money. Like, don't mess with people's money. It's crazy. Here's the other thing that is interesting about money. Did you ever see the survey, the research where they taught, I think it was chimpanzees or some kind of primate, what money was? Like, they kind of showed them, like, you can use money to get things. Guess what they use the money for? This makes me wonder if there's not something innately wrong with us as a species. Guess what they use the money for? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess what they use the money for. Anthony says, how can people owe people in Cayman Brac? This isn't, there isn't anything to buy. Cayman Brackers should have the most saved, no distractions. Oh, Anthony, no side, they over there buying drugs. Apparently, that's where you go when you want drugs. No, honey child. Strongwill says, likewise, myself, some friends are so ungrateful. Kaboom to Miss Carrie. Mellow Fellow, good morning, says, indifference is worse than hate. Hating someone requires an emotional investment, as it is just as intense as love. That's right. Love and hate are the opposite sides of the coin, and it's very, very blurry because, as you well know, you can go from loving someone to hating someone in a heartbeat, right? Goes on to say, just on the opposite end of the emotional spectrum, indifference requires nothing, and I am indifferent to certain people. Trust me, no emotional attachment, I am indifferent. Speaking of these people in our lives, one came up to me the other day. You guys should be able to guess who this is. You know, she's been on the show before, featured in the show, and she was talking about, how she tried to assault me in the road. She went and did a whole social media post about, I gave her 2 bops. Whatever, to make herself feel good. So at the family reunion recently, I saw her. Like I said, I'm indifferent, so I ain't got nothing to say. I don't even see you. I see you, but I don't see you because I'm not paying you no mind. Can you believe this girl child came up to me and started hugging me, but, we need to put all of this behind us? I'm just like, what? Oh, give me a hug. Give me a hug. All now, there's no hug to be had. I ain't hugging nobody that has done that kind of shit. Not once, not twice, but just always. And they always feel like on their terms, they're going to come back to you and, you must kiss and make up with them. You know what? No, I'm not about that life. Y'all need to do better. If you want people in your lives, you must know how to treat people with respect. And don't go out of your way to try to purposely help people. This is what I tell people all the time. Let your apology be as loud as your disrespect. So the same way you could go on social media and tell me, I gave her 2 bops. Go on social media, same motherfucking way, and issue your apology. And quite frankly, It's still not going to make no difference, because I am now indifferent to you. Yes, you are family, almost as close as you can get in terms of bloodline. And I am still indifferent to you. I don't care. I remember when Curtis said to me, but Miss Sandra, if she dropped down dead tomorrow, you not go to her funeral? Remember what I told y'all? No. And I mean that. It's not, I'm not being hateful. I don't go to people's funerals that I don't even know. I'm indifferent to. Why am I going to your funeral? What you can do is you can change your behavior, right? Sort yourself out. And for those people who are willing to give you the 20th chance, the 30th chance, like your children, other people in your life, work on them. I'm not on that list. You will get no more chances from me, because when I'm done, I'm done. Simple as that. Don't overthink it. I'm just done. Somebody said to me, I said, she must be hungry and looking for another black box pizza. Y'all are so wrong. Miss Lucille. Miss Lucy says, make sure you write that on your forehead. That mean when you open those two big eyes can see there's no loyalty in friends. It's true. The window, and make the popo do their jobs. They're the same one harassing you. Boy, Miss Lucille, sometimes when you be typing, that's like, I got to figure out what the hell you be saying, girl. But I'm getting pretty good at it now, I must admit. Andrew says a leopard never changes its spots. Strong Will says she's so fake. Carrie says she should try to ask God to forgive first. Jim says even if it's family matters not to me. Hallelujah. You show me once, shame on you. Show me twice, shame on me. That's right, honey child. That is right. Anyhow, beautiful folks, please remember the 16th is right around the corner. Andrew says bloodline can be worse, the worst. Right around the corner. Do not forget, this is coming down the pipeline. You got until the 16th, which is that Friday? I think the 16th is Friday. Hold on. Let me look at my dates. Yes, Friday the 16th. I also want to remind all of you that government is hiring. Now, this is important. I'm trying to find my little video that I created the other day. They're looking for a number of different positions in the, let me see. A number of different positions in the education ministry. Have a look.
My name is Shari Sanchez-Clark, and my post is a deputy principal. I was born and raised in Grand Cayman. I went to Bontown Primary. My passion came from having so many educators in my life, from ballet teachers to music instructors to track and field. I felt like they developed me holistically. It wasn't just the academics. They ensured that my social emotional development was growing. They cultivated my talents. They nurtured me in a way that resembled my home life, that aligned with the morals and values that my mom and dad gave to me and ensured to instill in me from young. And educators then felt like an extension of home. And that feeling was good because my home was good. So I wanted to be that for someone else. And that's what really drove me into education. So what keeps me motivated is that every child is so different and each need is so different. And by helping children overcome barriers, having children succeed in their own way, that is what continuously motivates me. What you pour in is what they pour back out. And when you see that warmth on them, that development, not just, like I said, academically, because children aren't just math and English, their whole being. So when you pour that into them and they give it back to you, it is amazing.
All right, folks. So government is hiring and they have a number of positions available. We posted on social media. If you've ever seen yourself in the space of being an educator, they have some specialty positions, some generalist positions. Please go and check it out. There might be something there for you. You just hold on one second. Here we go. So all sorts of things from literacy coaches, educational psychiatrists, psychologists, my apologies, early intervention program coordinator. They've got teachers. They have speech and language therapists, pathologist, PE teachers, Spanish teachers, ICT, school counselors. So it's a lot. I think it's like over 20 positions, even in Cayman Brac. They're looking to hire as well. And I know for a fact that this particular government's mandate is to hire as many Caymanians in the field as possible. So, yeah. Anything in the NCB fiasco? Oh, boy. Soon come. All right, folks. Hopefully, no Gabby. They will not be taken to your service. Girl, they better not. No, I get the feeling that they are going to be looking to fill these positions quickly. All right, my beautiful people, have an absolutely marvelous Tuesday. Please be safe on the roadways as usual. I ask you guys, but every day, an average of 10 accidents per day is so wild. People running red lights. I've seen that a couple of times. Somebody else sent another video. Sandy, look at this one. Running a red light. I'm like, what? Okay. Perla, I love this. She says, be kind to yourself first. Love and respect yourself. Everyone else don't matter but you. God made you and none like you. You're special in a unique way. Have a blessed day with you, with your most trusted ones. Stay safe in your business. We'll end on that very, very positive note. Thank you, Perla. And so good to see all of you here this morning. Please be safe, and we will see you tomorrow morning. So tomorrow we'll talk about the minimum wage and the price increases, and going to be an interesting discussion, no doubt. Bye, Miss Vicky.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.